world. So when you think about it, let's just say at the moment I'm 55% of the potential 100. Computers and technology and AI are at about 45%. So they are going to improve and learn and become so much more effective over the next 2 or 3 years. It's frightening. But even at 45%, folks, they've taken over the world. I mean, you just have to look at everybody at lunchtime. Everybody's engrossed with their phone and so on and so forth. And I was with a mate of mine in London. He works for this publication, the London Business School Review. He was telling me that by 2030, 800 million jobs across the world will be replaced by artificial intelligence or robots. Yeah? Now that's the scary stuff, Tom. This is the really exciting stuff, because what I learned, doesn't matter where I went, Tom, what I learned was this. There are certain things that technology and AI will never ever be able to replace, and that is the human factor. You know, the ability to show empathy, the ability to put your arm around somebody, the ability to think out of the square to resolve a problem, the ability to hold up values, the ability to win trust, yeah? And one of the key things that I taught when I got back on Tuesday was, if I was a real estate agent starting in real estate tomorrow, I would list all of those qualities that technology and the internet and AI would never ever be able to replace, and I will work my balls off to make sure that I become known in the area that I sell and buy as someone who upholds those qualities. Does that make sense? Yeah? And you know, Tom has spoken for years about, you know, the 5 o'clock club, getting fit and so on and so forth. And without question, that's bloody important. But what is also important in this digital world, ladies and gentlemen, is you have to allocate time to learn and improve, yeah, particularly around those qualities, yeah. The other thing that you really need to focus on is the potential that artificial intelligence can give you, yeah. Because I'm absolutely convinced. I'm convinced that every single real estate business in Australia could actually take 30% of what they do and automate it using AI or automate it using computers. Now, if you get rid of 30% of stuff, that gives you time. That gives you time to focus on what computers, AI technology can't do, and that is the human factor. But this is the challenge that you've all got, ladies and gentlemen, is it takes a lot of bravery, it takes a lot of boldness to look at your working week and go, what 30% can I automate? What 30% can I actually give to some form of artificial intelligence? It takes a lot of bravery to do that, yeah? And what I would encourage you all to do is think like that. Be really curious. Now, many of you in the room will go, but I don't understand how AI works, you know, I'm a little bit too old for that, I missed that. That's bollocks, right? That's absolute bollocks, because I'm 54 and I am so curious about how technology and AI can make me better as a person. So a long-winded answer to your question, Tom.
There's opportunities.
Well, the big opportunity is the 30%, Tom.
Right.
Yeah? And seriously, I got back on Tuesday and I had a one-on-one with my boss, and I said to my boss, there is 30% of what I did in 2018 I am not going to do in 2019. Yeah? And with that extra time, Andrew, I'm going to become more curious about technology. I'm going to become a better presenter. I'm just going to use that 30% in areas that will make a difference, yeah?
Steve, what should the gym members here, what should they be asking themselves right now?
Good question, Tom. Let me just, I'm going to answer that in a roundabout way, okay? So I've got two slides, if I may.
Yeah.
So, having spent time in New York, having spent time in London and just being incredibly curious about how this is all working, experience is a massive, massive area. So the retail industry is actually doing an amazing job in experiences. If you go into M&M World, if you go into Nike stores, if you go into Starbucks Reserves, if you go into Samsung in the United States, look, guys, there is a temptation to go, oh, that's America. Again, that's bollocks, because what happens in America eventually comes to Australia. So being able to walk into a Nike store and have training shoes made personally for me will be something you'll be able to do in the next 15, 18 months. Starbucks Reserve, which is Starbucks on steroids, there's only 4 in the world at the moment. There will be one in Sydney in the next 18 months, yeah? And so this is the question I'd ask you all. If a potential seller has just had a coffee at Starbucks, yeah? Just had a coffee at Starbucks. They've just gone into Nike and had a pair of personalised shoes made. Amazing experience, amazing experience. And then they walk into Hamby's office, yeah? My challenge to you, mate, is your experience going to be as good as the Starbucks experience? It's going to be as good as the Nike experience. Because the coffee's cost me $6. The shoes, the personalised shoes, has cost me $200. You want how much to sell my house? So experience is a really big one. And the question I would encourage you all to ask yourself as you walk out of here is, what am I going to do to elevate the experience I offer my customers as we move into the next decade? Artificial intelligence, we've talked about it, yeah? Hands up, just a show of hands, if you have got a Google Home or an Alexa and you're actually using it right now. Hands up, be honest and bold. Right, about 25% of you. The 65%, can I be brutally honest? The 65% who are not switched on to what Alexa's doing and what Google's doing, you're falling behind already. Okay, Tom asked me to be brutal, I'm going to be brutal. I'd focus on millennials. So 50% of the workforce in Australia, 50% of the workforce in Australia will be millennials in the next 18 months. Which naturally means that the percentage of customers that you're going to be dealing with going forward are millennials. Now, millennials want different things. They want different experiences to Gen X, yeah, to baby boomers. And again,